Not every Black Ops 6 experience will be the same this year, as even though Black Ops 6 looks to prioritize the uniform nature of all systems of the game across all the modes, there's still a few things that not everyone will have exactly one-to-one. Today we're taking a look at those, I don't know if you can say inconsistencies, but rather subtle differences in a few areas of Black Ops 6. Drop your thoughts as we go along, drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and make sure to subscribe to stay up to date with all things Black Ops 6. We're pushing towards 600,000 subscribers. It's a mega lofty goal, but I'd love to see if we can hit that or close that gap a bit further by the time of Black Ops 6's launch. We made up a ton of ground before 500,000 subscribers, so if you're part of that nearly 75% of viewers not subscribed and you'd like to stay up to date with all things Black Ops 6 and FPS content, I'd love to have you in the community. But for now, let's get into it. So firstly, there's gonna be some differences between current gen and last gen experiences for Black Ops 6. And I don't mean just in the graphical perspective. That obviously is going to be something that the graphical fidelity is gonna be different. The comparison breakdowns we did with the beta was something that we previously detailed. Black Ops 6 on last gen was a rather stark contrast. I felt like PlayStation 4 kind of held up a bit better than Xbox One did compared to the current generations, though I will say I think that the Xbox Series X version wasn't running a native application for the Series X. Felt like it might have been like the S build or something like that. The quality difference was noticeably different compared to PlayStation 5 even, but either way, the quality of course will be a big noticeable point of the versions on last gen, but beyond that, again, that's not the focus. There's a few key points of the game missing. Some missing features like theater mode will not be coming to last generation consoles. Theater mode makes its triumphant return within Black Ops 6, only in multiplayer. It's not going to be there in Zombies or Warzone, though in the developer Q&A at Treyarch back in June ahead of the reveal of Black Ops 6, it was mentioned that if us, the players, like this feature, that we should use it extensively and showcase that it's getting that use so that on the back end, the data points towards, okay, it's worth investing into. Then potentially things like Warzone could end up seeing support for this in the future, but it's entirely dependent on if it's even worth it for these teams to be investing into the infrastructure of that. But it was recently confirmed to as well be a current generation only feature, as it will not be on last generation in any capacity. This makes sense. I think it's a feature that requires a lot of infrastructure, like we just said. That's why we don't have it in Zombies or Warzone, and frankly, it seems to push the limits of what might be able to fit in that last generation experience as is. It's rather surprising, historically comparing it at least, that the last two games didn't have any sort of developmental cuts on the last gen when you looked at the game offering, Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. But when you introduce something that, if you're looking for like performance stability to trim the fat per se, I think the theater mode already not being offered in some areas like Zombies and Warzone makes sense why it wouldn't leave the chopping block here for last generation. To some, I think this will be a bummer. Others, probably a non-issue if you don't use it at all. And another feature that won't be there for last generation is split screen support is not coming to last gen in any capacity. Again, could be a potential bummer if you like to play with somebody in-house with you, but no support in multiple different ways here for this. No split screen campaign, no private match or online MP, Zombies, nothing for split screen support on last generation. Now, naturally, both of these things will be available on current generation, Xbox Series S, Xbox Series X, and PlayStation 5, but interestingly, there's nothing been said about the future just yet, any future DLC. But given the support of Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3, I'm not imagining that we'll see anything further not applicable to last generation players. It seems like this is going to be the only stuff that is cut from console generation. Like Black Ops 3 on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 did not have Zombies DLC support past Der Eisendrache. Also, didn't have a campaign, didn't even have stable frame rate support upwards of 60 FPS, if I'm not mistaken. So like, the bright side to last gen this time around compared to like Black Ops 3's era, the game isn't going to have as much cut out from it. Plus, the game also comes with free upgrades on the base cross-gen versions. I think it was like Black Ops Cold War that had a base PlayStation 4 version or something like that with no upgrade available initially. Like you could pay to upgrade that, but it didn't come standard. That's not the case with Black Ops 6 here. The cross-gen is that default base version of the game with no extra bells or whistles this year. So if you are somebody that is on last generation, it is going to be something that if at any point you upgrade your console, you can upgrade that version for no extra cost. So that's definitely nice here that, again, if you decide to, it's there. But the other thing that's going to be different here this time around for Black Ops 6 isn't necessarily going to be the generational divide, but rather the free versus paid offering here. Some players this year will not necessarily be able to capitalize on premium rewards, as it's dubbed. One differentiation that's being made amidst the myriad of unified experiences, like say the leveling system across multiplayer, zombies, and Warzone, all being one singular system, is the rewards coming out of those. Like multiplayer and zombies are a paid experience, correct? Warzone, though, is not. Obviously, you have access to it if you bought the game, but even if you didn't, you can still play things like Plunder, Battle Royale. I kind of think it'd be cool to see that new Purgatory mode be the precursor of like a full-fledged sandbox mode in Warzone's future, not just like free roam with a money goal like Plunder, but genuinely just like you don't have to do anything. You have 2 hours to play, no objective, just do whatever you want. I thought that was kind of cool. But point being, Warzone doesn't require any payment to play like multiplayer and zombies will. The difference is going to be displayed in rewards as you rank up, however, and it was described, though the Black Ops 6 prestige progression system is global across multiplayer, zombies, and Warzone, free-to-play players will receive fewer prestige rewards compared to those who own Black Ops 6. If you decide to subsequently purchase Black Ops 6 while prestiging and in Call of Duty Warzone, any previous premium rewards are instantly granted. Now, what kind of rewards can you even expect that you might not get in Warzone? Well, it was previously mentioned things like permanent unlocks, prestige challenges, increased XP rewards for completing daily challenges, operator skins, blueprints, and more as these sort of prestige rewards. So grand scheme of things, I don't really think that even if you took all those things off the board, that you'd be missing out on too many major things. Mostly they're inconsequential things. Permanent unlocks are obviously great, that's nice and a big part to have, but beyond that, extra challenges, extra small XP bonuses, operator skins, blueprints, they don't really change the gameplay loop itself. Like, I could genuinely see the increased XP rewards for daily challenges being one of those things that is a premium exclusive to players that bought Black Ops 6. But like, you also only have a certain number of daily challenges, and most boosts that we've seen historically are like 25% boosts on that XP yield. So 25 boosts for like 15 challenges a day, perhaps, like 5 MP, 5 Warzone, 5 zombies, all probably totaling like maybe 25,000 XP as is, which is like just one extra match of multiplayer or like Plunder or something like that. Unless you're a diehard focused on completing every single challenge, I don't see that being any sort of issue that creates a genuine advantage. So in that sense, I don't think that it's too much an issue, rather than, hey, just know that these won't be there if you don't actually have access to it. That seems like a relatively reasonable mindset, I think, for it. And even if it's down to things like exclusive blueprints per prestige, I personally wouldn't have too much an issue with missing out on those if I was in that perspective. It would be an issue, I believe, if there were things like functional weapons locked exclusively behind prestiges and premium versions of the game. But pending no disastrous PR change-ups, that won't happen. The Battle Pass and those free tiers are where you're going to be able to see each of those new weapons introduced post-launch, so you won't even have to worry about that. Not to mention, as stated, if you ever decide to upgrade, whether fully or with Game Pass, those rewards that you would have previously already earned would be then immediately retroactively granted to you. Big picture, I'm not really expecting those differences to be all that big, but just know that that won't be, again, one-to-one to that mainline and premium experience. So, grand scheme of things, the differences here between experiences appear to be minuscule, which is pleasantly surprising given that, again, we saw the last generational split in how some of this stuff works. Say what you want about the COD HQ, my perspective is that I don't personally like it, but I've had devs mention the ability in which it streamlines the entire developmental process, that this is probably why we don't have a whole ton of things cut from that base experience in the what is now the longest time since a console launch that a game has been supported on last gen. So what do you think of these minimal differences here, perhaps, or are they big differences to you in Black Ops 6 experiences across either last gen versus current gen, and also free versus paid? Let me know your thoughts. Do you care? Are they deal breakers? Let me know. But before we round out this discussion, if you want to gear up for Black Ops 6's launch, check out Gamer Advantage for what I firmly believe are the best blue light glasses on the market. I've worked with these guys now for nearly 4 years, which is crazy to consider, and I cannot recommend them enough. They're the most lightweight, comfortable, and durable frames on the market as far as I've used, and definitely think that they've helped my daily productivity. Now, full transparency, they are a bit more of an investment, but I think your vision's absolutely worth investing into, especially if you're like me, you're looking at a monitor, phone, or gaming for a good chunk of the day. So if you guys would like to learn more, at the very least, I'd recommend checking out their website, where they can better break down the science and all the specifics way better than I could. But what I can personally say is that I'd highly recommend them through all my time using them. So if you'd like to learn more, check the link in the description below. And if you'd like to pick something up for yourself, use code Espresso to get 10% off your entire order. But now, that's going to wrap it up. Let me know your thoughts down below on these differences between experiences in Black Ops 6. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed the video, and make sure to subscribe for more Black Ops 6 and other FPS content. I'd love to have you in the community. For now, Thanks so much for watching. Mine is Best Espresso. I'll see you later. Take care and peace.